Hello everyone, this is Moshe, the Electric Israeli, and today, as the year 2018 is wrapping up, it's closing up, I want to talk to you and reflect a little bit on how Tesla became America's new sedan. It's not a secret that the big three, that is Ford, Chrysler, and now GM, are completely and totally abandoning sedans. Actually, matter of fact, Chrysler was the first one after the 2008 bailout that they received, that they basically stopped making sedans. Ford announced just less than a year ago that with the exception of Ford Mustang, which I used to have, ooh, nice car, all sedans will be stopping, no more producing any sedans. And just this month of December, GM announced the closing of 4 plants, 3 in the United States, 1 in Canada, that they're taking off the line, I believe 5 or 6 sedans, which basically, including the Chevy Volt, which basically will eliminate the sedans that they make. Now, there are going to be Toyota is making sedans, and Hyundai and others, but the big three in the United States are banning sedans, and the reason for them is very simply, it's the economy, stupid. You know, the economics don't work. Americans love SUVs, and that's the bottom line. You cannot sell what people don't buy. They don't buy it. They don't buy it. What can you do? So, however, interestingly enough, look what Tesla has done. Look the success of Tesla in selling almost exclusively sedan. I know the Tesla Model X is a 7-seater SUV, and even the Tesla Model S is a very big luxury sedan. But if you focus only on the Tesla Model 3, which has tens of thousands of reservations and tens of thousands of deliveries already, and here's a proof that sedan can be sold. So the question is, why is that? Why did Tesla, especially the Model 3 and the future of the Tesla Model 3 base model, how come they were successful and the others are not? They are abandoning it. Why is that? And I feel I'm sure there's a million reasons, but I feel that, and I always say this, good sales, and even if it's perceived good. Okay, here it is. I just bought medium Starbucks tea. I usually drink coffee for $2.50, whatever, $3. The equivalent size of this would be of coffee would cost probably $4.50. I can buy coffee at 7-Eleven for 99 cents. And yet, I got this. And as you know, Starbucks is in every corner in America. Why? Because their coffee is better? Because, what is that? Is it perceived excellence? Is it legitimate excellence? And I believe that the answer is probably both. It's probably both. And sometimes people are willing to pay more than they can afford, or more than they should, to be part of some kind of a group, some kind of a niche, some kind of a movement. I mean, look at the smartphones. There's a lot of people that, by the way, that I know personally, that cannot afford a $700 iPhone or a $1,000 iPhone, and yet they do, and yet they have it, and yet they buy it. And it's unbelievable how the human mind works. And so, if something is good, or something is excellent, and something is shifting a paradigm. I mean, what the smartphone did, the smartphone changed the world. But what Tesla brand did is change the mind of people. If you have a chance, watch the movie called The Revenge of the Electric Car. There's a movie before that, Who Killed the Electric Car, I think, or something like that. There's the first one and the second one. I watched them both. Watch the second one and see how ridiculed Tesla was 10, 12 years ago. The idea that you have a car and you have to charge it at home and wait for it to be charged, that sounds like the stupidest idea I've ever invented. Elon Musk was made fun of, and yet, here it is. Tens of thousands. Tesla is no longer a part of the niche market of EVs. The EVs is still a niche market, but Tesla, which is dominating the EV market, obviously, is in the top 20 of all cars sold every month, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. And they basically took over this, taking over the sedan segment. Now, I think, looking to the future, I think when they produce and deliver small, affordable SUVs, and affordable is a very relative term, but be that as it may, if they deliver and produce and deliver affordable Model Y and small SUVs and light trucks, it might cannibalize into the sedans, the Model 3s mainly, but it might not. Think about the iPad versus the iPhone. When the iPad came, it's going to cannibalize the iPhone. It didn't. There's a market for each, and sometimes people got both. Like, for example, I driving the Model 3 right now. All right, we have the Chevy Volt and all that. Now, let's say Model Y is coming up next year. There's completely very high chance that I will put money on reservation and I will get rid of the Chevy Volt and have a Tesla Model 3 and have a Tesla Model Y. I totally and absolutely, people like me who do need two cars, that have to have two cars, I would totally and absolutely do that. No hesitation whatsoever. So can you imagine how many people like me are there in the world? You know how many people I met on Tesla Superchargers that have a Model 3 and a Model X or Model S and Model X? A lot of people who have two cars. I know personal friends of mine. A lot of people have two cars. They said, okay, I can afford both, so I'm going to do both. Why not? What do you think about that? How did Tesla Model 3 reclaimed and became to be the America's sedan? All right, guys, looking forward for your comments. Thank you. Please subscribe, help me change the world one electric car at a time, and support this channel by becoming a patron, and I'll see you tomorrow.